Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Return of the Obra Dinn. I had an idea. We still have unfilled in here a number of top men, but not that many. So I'm thinking that maybe if we go to the death, the lightning strike death, there are a bunch of guys up in the rigging at this moment. We might be able to make some guesses as to who the remaining top men are. So let's see. You... Okay. You know what? I'm probably supposed to be getting something from the tattoos, and I really haven't made much of a guess on that yet, but... Hold on. Who are our remaining top men? Let's see. We got... Omid Gul from Persia. Iran. Now is what we would call this. I think this is another one of those things where I'm like 90% sure. I'm like, this is what I would say if you asked me, but now that I've said it out loud. We've got a guy from Scotland, a guy from New Guinea, and a guy from England. This boy, I don't know anything about people from New Guinea. His name is Maba. New Guinea is off the coast of Australia, right? It's an island like north of Australia, Papua New Guinea, so... maybe this is an unreasonable generalization, but what I know about people from that part of the world, indigenous people from islands near Australia, is basically just what I know about Maori from New Zealand, and there's definitely some like tattooing culture stuff that goes on there, so maybe the guy with the tattoos is meant to be the dude from New Guinea? I apologize to any viewers from this part of the world if I am making crappy, unfair generalizations. But let's try this. Let's say that. Where are we at right now? We're at 0 fill-ins, right? So I would have to get 3 things right here to get anything checked. Yeah, okay. Let's keep pushing. So this guy's a topman. Is he... He is filled in. He is the one of the Russians. This guy is a topman, and he is not filled in. Sorry, no, I know that part's right. He could be... Boy, I just have no idea. Also, I hate this. Oh, sorry, this isn't an unknown topman. Look, the list goes 35, 36. This is just so I can fill in and say, well, I'm pretty sure he's a topman. Okay, I've been misinterpreting that the whole time. Actually, the entire game. Boy. Who looks Persian? This is like... This part of the game where I'm trying to match people based on their visible ethnicity is rife for real problems. I mean, maybe. This would be a lot easier if the game was not two-tone. So you're one of the Chinese guys. You're one of the Chinese guys. You're one of the Chinese guys. Could be. This guy is just one of the 3 topmen, or one of the 3 remaining topmen. Lewis, Timothy, or Omid. Do we have another person up here who's unidentified? Because if we do... Oh, hey. You... Oh, hey, you could be Omid. Mayhap it is not a Sikh turban after all? It's possible. And that means that I can just fill in an identity for you and we'll get a check. So, you are... Lewis Walker. Alright, cool. And that means somewhere there is one more topman whose identity is not filled in, but I don't know... I don't think he's in this memory. Boy, we're getting really close, huh? You know, it just now hit me what this is. This represents the part of the thing that I can't figure out because of the details concealed in the bargain. Okay. Well, So there's no unidentified person in this memory now. I guess this is not a good way to do this. The way we probably want to do this is... Boy, where the heck even am I? I want to open the page to this. We're in Soldiers of the Sea, Part 1. Okay. So 14 others were present. Who is not named of those? So, okay, hold on. There's some people who are visible elsewhere in the memory, like off to the side, right? Or below us on the deck. Actually, a lot of guys... Huh. You, maybe? Would you be... Oh, I can't really tell from here. I guess we could go to Soldiers of the Sea Part 2? Oh, maybe it's you. You are climbing up the sails, although, actually, or climbing up the rigging. But you might just be climbing up the rigging because you are desperately trying to escape. Yeah, that's totally possible. Weird that he has a shadow on the deck, but the rigging doesn't. There's nobody else up in the rigging, so... That's this guy, right? What if we call him the remaining topman for now? Maybe. I'm thinking it also could actually be that guy because he got that line somehow. Maybe he went up and grabbed it and then climbed back down the rigging with it. I don't know. Can we... Let's go to the next part of Soldiers of the Sea and see if we can't get down there on the deck and maybe make some identifications. Hopefully it won't be too far forward. So the next part is corpse. Corpse is like over here. It's this guy. Yes, good. Okay. So you are Nicholas. Nicholas Botterill. So these are all the guys who are pulling the line, including that guy. That guy is not the topman. We know who this is. This is the Frenchman. So do we have like reasonable identification for some of these guys? I guess like you're just some guy. I have no idea who you are. You being hurled through the air are... Okay. Oh, he has just fallen after being struck by lightning. Right. He is not being flung through the air at all. Alright, you are showing up more than I would like. That is Lars Lind, who is eventually bashed real good by that guy. You are... Okay, actually, we have figured out... I guess at this point we have most people on the ship figured out. I shouldn't be so surprised. So we still don't know who you are, but that doesn't really help me. You're probably just like a random seaman, right? Met an unknown fate. Wait, really? Hold on a second. Oh, yeah. This is the guy whose body we can't find in that memory where it claims that he perishes. So that doesn't really help us. Like even if we did figure out his name, I wouldn't be able to use it for anything because we don't have his death. Yeah, we really are clearing this. Shot with a gun by unknown. That seems unlikely, given the number of people that I know. Hold on, let's not get distracted. Actually, no, this is a fine time to get distracted. I have probably pursued this to the place where it's going. He is shot with a gun in Murder Part 3. Let's do that. He also appears in one more memory. Bitter Cold Part 1. Oh, yeah, we can work this out. Hold on a second. So that is... Well, let's get out of this memory. I think we got what we're going to get from the topsails. So let's focus on this now. I need to find a couple more identities so that we can test my guess about the last. You know what? Yeah, I guess I wasn't super confident about any of those, but I'm thinking that maybe it would have been a good idea to get the two of those I felt most comfortable about and then guess at the other topman's identity rather than filling in the three I felt most comfortable with, because we could have used that to try to generate some game-backed certainty. Okay, what was I about to do? I was about to go look at Murder Part 3. Oh, this is the one out the first mate's window. Yeah, we can probably put together a little something on this. Okay, well that is our second mate, Edward Nichols. So it doesn't, like, necessarily help a huge amount, but we should fill in every piece of information we can fill in. So you are a random person. Wait a minute, you're my other topman, probably. Just judging from the way all of the topmen are arranged in this photo. So hold on, that makes you this guy, probably. So this guy was not climbing the rigging because he's a topman, he was climbing the rigging because he didn't want to get eaten by a mermaid crab. Very reasonable. I think a perfectly reasonable thing to do. Who else do we not have? This is actually a pretty okay way to search through here, because now I'm familiar enough with the faces. So yeah, we've got everybody else in this top picture. It's just stuff in the bottom picture that we're unsure of. There's a lot of people who died. We still don't actually know who this guy is. This is the guy who was knifed during the mutiny attempt when Bang got into the chest and fired the mermaid extermination beam, which half worked. Unfortunately, that doesn't give me a lot on him. I guess we could jump into that memory and maybe make some guesses. Right, we still don't know your deal. Yeah, we're getting pretty close here. You were crushed by a cannon. You're just some guy. Like, I hate to put it that way, but you are definitely just some guy. I mean, he's probably a midshipman. Midshipman, that's the right term, right? Is that the one I want? The guy who works on, like, the gunnery deck? Assist various officers and tradesmen in order to learn ship operations. Okay, so that's maybe not necessarily the case. Crushed by a cannon. How likely do I think it is that a guy who got crushed by a cannon is of privileged status? Does he get a job on the ship that's maybe a little bit less crappy? Although, I guess it was kind of an emergency. There's not really a lot of time for people to just, like, not be doing stuff. Listen, fire a cannon. Do you know who my father is? The time for that sort of thing has probably passed. Man, at this point, there are few enough names that we honestly might be able to, like, just start really, really guessing. Alright, hold on. Let's go to the theft of the chest and see if we can maybe figure out, make some guesses as to the identity of that guy that Bang knifed. This one, I think. Ahoy! No, this is too late.
Ahoy! Wait! Don't shoot! I have treasure! I yield! Hold your fire!
Yeah, we are too late. I mean, Bang was still alive when he did this, so obviously this is not totally ideal. It kind of looks like our dude disappeared over the edge of the boat before this memory occurred. Alright. Who are you dragging them? Okay. Okay, well, we already know that guy's an idiot. Does seem like a bad plan. What was he thinking we were going to do with it? Alright, so here's this guy having been knifed. At this moment, he's dead. Actually, hold on. Let's step into his death here. Because he speaks. We might get something off of his voice.
You still breathing? Can you roll? Nichols, sir, shoot them for God's sake!
I'll be honest with you, that sounds like an Irish or Scottish accent to me, maybe? Could we make such a... could we make a guess here? Nichols, sir. He's the second mate steward. I actually feel fairly confident about that. Because, right, Nichols is the second mate, right? Hold on. If I've misremembered which mate Nichols is, that falls apart a little bit. Okay, yes. I feel comfortable with that one. Hey, look at that. We're still doing it. Is that 2 fates filled in now? The remaining topmen? Yeah, okay. So we need one more for a check here. One more reasonably correct one. Man, Nichols is a real bastard. We still have no idea on the purser. It seems that Martin Parrott survives, as far as I can tell. Kind of curious about this guy. Can we make a guess based on the positions of people in the image? Like, first mate steward and the second mate steward are standing nearby. So, like, of these 3 guys, I bet 2 of them are the third mate steward and the fourth mate steward. Do we have, who do we have solid deaths for? All of them, actually. So we could just start swinging here. You know, honestly, I don't hate it. You were this guy. No? How about this guy? Okay, possibly not. I'm starting to think this is maybe not gonna work. It's possible that some of these death details are not solid. Oh, okay, there we go. And then we know pretty certainly that neither of the other guys are the fourth mate steward because the thing would have filled in. So actually, it was nice that it was the third guy that we tried there. So let's pull... Oh no, I don't have to pull that identifier. I had already pulled it. Okay. So neither one of these guys is the fourth mate steward, which means we still don't know who the fourth mate steward is. He could just be some other guy who's standing around here, you know, in the sort of the command group. He could be this dude. I bet he's this dude. He's standing next to the fourth mate. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put him... I'll put him down. Who knows? Maybe that's wrong, but just more information to test. So that means we still don't know what the deal is with you guys. So hold on. Is there... I'm wondering if there is some significance, like this like ascot tied around the neck thing. If this is a high class thing, if that's what we're supposed to be gathering, we can maybe make guesses about who's a midshipman from that. How many? I'm gonna try some stuff here. There's definitely a little bit of guesswork going on, but we have a couple of midshipmen left and a couple of guys wearing the neck thing, and who knows? Because if these guys are the 2 midshipmen and also we're right about the fourth mate steward, we might just... Sorry, that's not what I want. This. Okay. We could have just pulled another 3 there, right? Alright, let's try to back off of the random guessing, I guess, for a little bit here. So we still don't know who you are. You're a guy who just disappears, right? Yeah. Where do you appear in memories? Obviously, you're going to be present in a bunch of the parts of the Doom, but is that it? Or is there other stuff I can guess about? He's below deck during some of the Soldiers of the Sea stuff. He's around during Unholy Captives Part 3, but my guess is that no, we cannot learn anything from that. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm feeling a little bit lost here, a little bit stymied, I suppose is a better way to put that. Okay, we got you figured out. I mean, at this point, do we have all the members of this little expedition? No, this guy we still don't have. That's the whole way we got here, was this guy we don't have. No, this guy we didn't have. Now we have him. His head, in my head, his face is just on the list of who the heck is that. Let's step back into this memory. I think we might have all of the dudes here. Yeah, we got you. Got you. Yeah, okay. Alright, I think we're done with this plotline then. We're close. We're so close. Alright, let's, the crew list has been good to us. Who else might be significant from the crew list? We still don't know what's up with the purser. We're still missing the ship's steward from India. And the ship's steward is important, right? We have 2 midshipmen left, and then the rest are just random sailors. The last couple. Man, we really are close. Alright. There's a guy from India missing from all of the everything here. Is there anybody left in the sketch? Like, who have I missed that could be from India? You know, one thing I'm not super clear on is whether the country that's listed here is their country of origin for this voyage, or they're like an indicator of their nationality. I mean, there's a couple of guys here who could be from India. The very low resolution of this drawing is not making this easy on me. If I had to guess, I'd say this guy. But that's not really... That's pretty much just based on a feeling. He is over in the important people stand over here area of the picture. I'm gonna start filling stuff in. We're gonna start filling stuff in based on very little evidence, because we don't have anything left where we have a lot of evidence. That guy could be the ship steward. He's over here being important. I don't know who you guys could possibly be. Hold on, what do we have on you? Getting a little desperate. So he's present for Unholy Captives and Soldiers of the Sea. He's in this part of A Bitter Cold. That's actually kind of interesting. Why don't we go down there? Well, let's have a look at him in that. So I need to get down to the orlop deck. If only they had bothered to implement fast travel. Okay, this body. No, this is part 1. This is the wrong part. I need part 3, right? Oh, part 3 is the cow. Yeah, man, I haven't looked at that since we initially found it. There's probably some meaningful details in here. Because I think at the time it didn't really provide us with anything.
Hit her here. One swing. Get through the skull in stone or brain. I'll cut her throat when you've done it.
Boy, that sounds very Irish to me.
Before she kicks up.
This guy, not handling it so well.
Never been on a farm, Chuck?
Mind your shoes now.
This guy's never been on a farm. He's a midshipman. I bet. I just bet. One of these dudes is Irish. Could be you. Oh. This is probably the speaker. Yeah, almost certainly. Never been on a farm, Charlie. This is a midshipman named Charlie? That seem possible? It sure does. Alright, I think that's a win right there. Okay, so then we are looking for you. And you still. And only one of you could potentially be a midshipman. Sorry, I'm having that problem again with the right-clicking. Sometimes doing one thing and sometimes doing a different thing. So if one of you is a midshipman, maybe the other one's the purser? Because the seamen are too busy to be standing around watching the thing happen? That's possible. I'm gonna throw out those guesses. What if you were the purser? No? What if you were the other midshipman? Okay, so that makes the other guy potentially... I mean, look at that. He is in fact alive in Africa. That was a total guess. Everything about that guy's identity was a guess. We didn't know any of that. His identity and his fate. You know, it counts. It still counts. Okay, so if we then go so far as to assume that this fella, who does look fairly fancy, is the purser, then that leaves us with 2 unknown seamen, and that's it? Is that right? Oh, we know this is wrong. Because it didn't fill in. So the problem here is that, wait. I'm not allowed to uncheck his name when I enter from that. That's the problem. Okay, so you know what? He could be the purser then. Since there is still another guy over here who is... Yeah, shoot. Okay, was there anybody else who didn't get filled in there? Who we had filled in but didn't get typeset? No. Okay, so we're still close though. 1, 2, 3. Well, Philip Dahl's alive somewhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we don't actually get to fill. This guy doesn't have a card. So we could probably just try to finish this right here on the crew page, right? Actually, I guess a better way to do this would maybe be to go through the book and see what cards are still left. Because some of these guys we're not filling in, right? So and the crew manifest does not make it obvious which people are not going to get filled in. So we are... Good on you, good on you. Actually, hold on, are we done? No, this guy, we still don't know his name. But we do know that he is not Purser. We still don't have your name. We still don't have these two who just disappeared. But I do feel fairly confident about their method of death. So yeah, at this point we are maybe just guessing. Okay, let's go to the people who disappeared at the Doom. So you were drowned by a terrible beast. Yeah, unfortunately, I was kind of hoping, like, hey, maybe it's disproportionately seamen or something, so that we could make a guess of the jobs based on that. But we can't really. It just, like, a lot of people got squidded real hard. Okay, well, I think this guy probably got pulled off the ship by the squid. We don't have a good knowledge that that is what happened, but I think that is what happened. And with that, all of the people that we don't yet have identities for, we at least are certain of the fates of. Which means we can, in fact, just start plugging in names on the crew list here. Actually, this is not the way I want to do this. I want to do this from the... Well, we could do it from the picture. The problem is that doing it from here... Okay, it'll only let me select people who aren't typeset. So that's good. Geez, I don't have any idea, man. Yeah, we're just guessing at random here. So this guy that we're missing is from India. You know what? It could be that I was right about this, but wrong about the cause of death. It sure looked like he was shot by Nathan Peters. But maybe that wasn't Peters firing the shot after all? Maybe it was a different guy with a light-colored torso and no hair? I suppose it could have been... Yeah, so if we're not right about causes of death here, then that makes it a lot harder to just fill in names at random until we get this. Who else is it we don't know? We don't know Duncan McKay, two of the English sailors. Alright, we can make some guesses about the sailors, because they're just like hanging out and playing dice or whatever. And Duncan McKay is a fancier guy. He's this guy. Nope. You're not Duncan McKay because you're Duncan. Maybe. Nope, remarkably, this strategy is not working. Okay, what if you were Oh! Okay, I was gonna swap the names of the seamen there, but that... 2 more fates correct. Huh. That one locked in at 2. I mean, I guess we are right up on the end of it. Is there enough room there for me to get 3 more? Oh, were there 4 left? It's going to be 2 and 2? I thought there were 5 identities that we didn't yet have. But I don't know exactly what's locked behind the bargain chapter, right? So, alright, so you're still not right. You gotta be one of these 2 guys. And then you gotta be the other guy. And that doesn't lock, so then I try them in reverse, and they still don't lock, right? That's my guess. Which means that I have some fate stuff wrong. Okay. I think this is right, because I think this guy is the ship's steward. I don't think the ship's steward is hanging out playing dice with the sailors. So, one of you, or possibly both of you, have the wrong cause of death. But hey, we're like really close. This is good. The suspense was really starting to get to me. Does the monkey belong to the doctor? It's weird. I don't really think of a monkey as like a hugely hygienic animal. this is... I don't know what I'm even doing. This is not helpful. Let's go to the memories where these guys appear and make sure that those are the focus of our efforts. So, you, possibly Alexander Booth, you disappeared in the Doom. That might be the cause of the problem here. Where's the last memory that you are visible in? Is it really Doom Part 1? Yeah, it sure is. Okay. The Doom Part 1. Oh, he might have gotten away. That might be the problem we're having here. Let's head up there. Because remember, they did take a lifeboat at the beginning of that chapter. And the Dane was not allowed in because of Nathan Peters' extremely bad temper. So that'd be this corpse over here.
Let me on.
So you got drowned by a beast.
How's that?
But you didn't?
Get in the boat. Before I forget, you killed my
Huh.
brother.
Maybe I am right about this, and maybe it's the other guy whose fate is wrong. So in part 2 of this, the boat's been thrown into the air, right? I think that's a thing we know. The Doom Part 2 is triggered by Edward Spratt's corpse. That might not be exactly what I'm looking for, because I don't think we can get up onto the main deck during that. I guess we can check, though. But I think we're going to have to go to Part 3 for this. Oh, maybe I can get up onto the deck. Yeah, I totally can. I also don't believe I have any way of stopping the audio from this event, so I apologize for that. Okay, so at this moment, they have found him, but the boat's gone. It seems. It takes long enough for the squid to kill the artist. Our goat is still alive. That's cool. Yep, and you can see the tentacles. It is starting to become an issue here. But this is not useful to us, so we gotta step into Part 3. So here's a way that we could have deduced the identity of a steward. Yeah, there were a lot of clues that a lot of clues in the vignettes that I didn't use because we were able to make a number of pretty lucky guesses. Just due to the fact that we kept finding ourselves with 2 real solid identity lock-ins. So where's Part 3 of the Doom? It's the gun deck. Oh, it's this guy getting crushed by the cannon. So that's... Wait a minute. This is the front of the ship. So this is the left side of the... Sorry, the port side of the ship, which is over here. It's one of these. This guy? Yes. Alright, am I allowed up on deck here? Can we get to either of the stairs? We can't get to those ones or these ones. Because I could have sworn there was a part of the Doom where we could see the... And maybe this guy got away. But it's weird that the other guy that was in the boat didn't. Maybe he got back out of the boat. Hold on. We're going to go into the next part of the Doom that occurs on the top deck. Okay, that one. The explodey one. And we're really, really close. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really just want to know what happened. Because, right, there was some... I have a memory of there being some... Oh, hey, what's... Well, we know more precisely what happened to that guy now. I have a memory of there being a boat flung into the air. Maybe I'm just not... Yeah, I guess I'm just not remembering correctly. That certainly happens. That is definitely a thing that I have had to get used to. Okay, well... Let's go back into... Sorry if this is a little tedious. I'm just trying to get this right. So you got smashed. And then let's go back into the... Unfortunately, the poop memory. And we're all going to have to cope with that audio again. I feel bad for this guy. He's had a real rough go of things here. That guy's like, man, what did he eat? Gotta make sure I'm not eating that same thing. So it doesn't appear that that guy got back off the boat. Right, we don't see him again after that? Where is he? Here. Disappeared in the Doom. He is visible in the Doom Part 7. Yeah, it might be that he just got back off the boat, actually. Which would mean that the other guy stealing the boat might have actually just gotten away before the insquidening. We're going back to the Doom Part 7 here. We're going to see where that guy appears. So Doom Part 7 is the part with our friend who was unfortunately torn in half. The audio of this this particular chapter of our Let's Play is just absolutely horrible. I apologize to everyone. Alright, so this is the Anti-Mutineer. Yeah. That is not our man. Okay, yeah, here's the ship being thrown into the air. But yeah, our the other guy who was taking the ship is not marked as appearing in this memory, right? Oh no, he totally is. So, how is it that you and you would not have the same fate? You must, which means I'm wrong about this guy. Yeah. Their fate is definitely the same. Okay. Let's go fix the other one then. Did I get him wrong? He was not shot by Nathan Peters. He was shot by somebody else. Yeah, I mean, like, we thought it might not be Nathan Peters. So, hold on. We know what's wrong then. We can avoid having to go back into the memories. What we could do here is go to his name on the ship here, and then we could just guess other people who had light-colored clothes. This guy's a fine example. What if it was actually Lewis Walker what shot you? What if that's the thing? No, that didn't work. Right, we can't fill in Philip Dahl. We can't fill in this guy. This is the last one. Yeah, it's just Alexander Booth and this guy. Well, shoot. Nick Botterill. Nick Botterill's dead by this time, probably. You know what? Hold on. I know how we do this. We do have to go down into the memory. But we'll just look at the people who are marked as present in the memory. That is probably the right way to do this. Because it may be that Nathan Peters isn't even going to show up on that, because he is too busy crouching over here where he was in that memory. Yeah, I can't believe I didn't think of this sooner. We should definitely just check the list the game gives us of all of the people that it could possibly be. Alright, so it is... It looks to me like a bald guy. I mean, it could be, what's his name? The Frenchman. Let's see. Yeah. Not present. It's Charles Minor. I bet that's Charles Minor. I can't believe it took this much effort. Charles Minor. Okay, all currently solvable fates correct, which means I think we've earned ourselves an ending, and also some answers and presumably some money. So it's time to report back to the guy on the boat, right? Maybe it'll do it automatically. Alright, I feel pretty good about that. Most of it wasn't even guesswork. I would say up to 80% of it wasn't even guesswork. In my defense, though, all of the guesses were at least, like, educated guesses. There wasn't a lot of totally blind flailing. Alright, well, let's go get ourselves some information. What exactly is the bargain? Because it explains how Philip Dahl got off the ship, and that is something I'm very curious about. He could have just, like, swam down out of the lazarette? Is that possible? I don't know how far underwater the bottom of a boat actually is when it's sailing. It's possible that he just swam out the bottom and out from under the ship. I don't know if you can hold your breath that long. I'm idly speculating to fill airtime here, but I guess we're about to be told, so... Yeah, I agree. Also, this place is terribly cursed. Is this my bailout timer? I'm not bailing. I'm waiting here until you tell me what's happening.
Sit down so you don't fall out.
I was about to say I don't have to be afraid of the ocean, I'm magic, but actually I'm pretty afraid of the stuff that happens in this part of the ocean. Boy, this is a large amount of rowing Foley that they recorded here. They really wanted us to hear it all. So, okay, here we go. The Honorable East India Company insurance assessment for the good ship Obra Dinn, victim of calamitous events at sea. That is quite an understatement. Prepared by the Company Office of Investigation, page 1 of 23. So the ship was damaged. Sunk in storm, payout claimed 20,000. All cargo lost, payout claimed. The cargo belonged to the company and the cargo belonging to the crown. So the ship was not actually sunk. Yeah, we know this stuff. Captain Robert Witterell, criminal findings, murdered 4 people. Kind of murdered a lot of people. Estate forfeited to the crown. Attempted mutiny. Estate fined £25. I assume that that's an amount of money that is supposed to be more impressive than it is, you know, what with it being a very different time. Murder of crewmate 2, attempted mutiny, theft of cargo, estate fined considerably more. You know, it's possible that attempted mutiny is just not like felt to be that important of a crime. Martin Parrott, fate unknown, findings of merit, extraordinary valor, exceptional performance of duties, estate awarded outstanding wages and reward. That's cool. We don't really know too much about what he did. That might be warranted. John Davies committed a murder, estate fined 15. Yeah, it's just a human life. These guys, Alfred Klestel, exceptional performance of duty. That's true. He did try real hard to kill all of those mermaid crabs. Torn apart beast, criminal findings, murder of crewmate 1. So his estate was awarded his outstanding wages. It's like, you are not supposed to abandon your crew and vessel, but it's not a big deal. You could come home if you wanted. We're not going to put you in prison. So we know most of these fates. We don't have to actually read all of these in detail. I'm going to flip through them slowly enough that people could read them if they wanted to. But yeah, mostly people are murderers, and it turns out that the penalty for murder, the posthumous penalty for murder, is pretty small. It's possible that there would have been a more serious penalty had the person still been alive to be punished. But I'm not seeing a lot of terribly new or fascinating information here. So Philip Dahl killed somebody, yeah, that's true, and failed to perform his duties, one of which is not don't kill any of your crewmates. I think that's kind of everybody's job. On the ship, we all work together and help out to not kill each other. Alright, well, I think we got the idea. There sure were a lot of people on this ship. Okay, our preliminary draft of this assessment has been approved by the Royal Trade Guarantor. Total claimed a little bit less than £30,000. On behalf of the Honorable East India Company, I certify all statements as accurate and declare this matter closed in its entirety. Yeah, I mean, the East India Company's part of the matter is closed in its entirety. Hey, that's my name. How did they know? Aaron Six Gunner. Okay. That's certainly interesting and terrifying. The book returns to its original owner as requested. Do I get to see the bargain part? They're not just gonna leave that blank, are they? I don't know if I could take it. Don't do this to me, Lucas. Oh, okay. Wow. Am I in my home? This is a nice place. Oh. Yeah, there's knocking. I would love to get up if I could please get out of the chair, please. None of the buttons do anything at all. Visitors at this hour? Who would dare?
Believe it, a package at this hour.
I was just saying that.
The thing smells just dreadful. Better you don't open it inside. I'll be turning in now. Tea's in the kitchen if you need more.
Okay, this is it. This is where we get to find out the thing. Oh my god, stop slow rolling it. I need to know. Alright, Chief Inspector. I write to you with the unfortunate news that Dr. Evans has passed away. He succumbed to his illness shortly after receiving your package. He was very pleased with your correspondence and asked that his gratitude be expressed by returning the book to you, along with the means to complete it. As for the three of us that remain, the Obra Dinn is a distant memory and a dreadful chapter in our lives that we wish to forget. Do not write back. Regards, Jane Bird. Well, okay, fair enough. Listen, if you've told me what happened here, I have no reason to write back. What is this? I swear to God, though, if she withheld any information at all, I'm going to Morocco. Is that a monkey's paw? Should I? Maybe I should. Hold on. Let's look at the book first. Tale belongs to you now. Please finish it. Oh, I bet this is still going to be empty, but now, yeah, now I can use the watch on the thing. Okay, well, let's do that then. It's a mermaid claw, I bet. I was going to say, even in that time, they should have known better than to mess with a monkey's paw. Okay, so Henry Evans shot... Okay, this is the third mate. This is Philip Dahl, right? Oh, wow, dude, your hand has looked better, my friend. And this is the monkey? But it's not a monkey. Hold on, what is happening here? You know what? I knew there was no good reason for a doctor to have a monkey. What on earth? It is a monkey's paw. What is happening here? Friendly but not entirely pleasant monkey companion was sacrificed in the pursuit of knowledge. Right, in you go. He's talking to the monkey. One of these voices is the monkey. No, maybe not. Hold on. Hold on, SB. Don't get crazy. Now, just calm down. What on earth? Okay, hold on. Let's get the rest of the knowledge here before we go talking about whether or not he was having a conversation with his sentient monkey. I guess all monkeys are sentient, but you know what I mean.
Captain didn't toss them all. Leave it. Help me lift this. Stop! Why? Well, set you free. Give it the shell. Here. Do it.
Oh.
To the main deck. Throw it over. Lock the door when you leave. Get the tail, boy.
So you remember, I said, hey, it would be really bad for Philip Dahl. Wait.
The ship. The Obra Dinn. See it home.
Yeah, you remember how I said it would be really bad for Philip Dahl if they just threw him in the lazarette with the corpses of the scary crab monster things, because it seems like killing them doesn't actually kill them? At the time, I was thinking that the mermaid corpses had become those things. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But yeah, maybe the mermaids weren't... The mermaids actually were still alive. They're trading them back the shell in exchange for... Huh. What a strange thing. Let's not theorize. Let's get the rest of the memories here, and then we shall theorize. I mean, it sure seems like Martin Parrott, the third mate, was spiked by a terrible beast. That kind of seems like what occurred here. We can fill that in. The Pocket Watch seemed to be having a little bit of trouble with that one. Okay, so we seem to be fairly confident. That's the captain, yeah? We seem to be fairly confident that the mermaids are in control of the Kraken. I mean, that's a reasonable guess to make, I think. This is the first time they've said Kraken. I still think it's a giant octopus. I know what a Kraken looks like. We didn't actually get to see the body of the thing. So he's threatening to kill the mermaid, which is trapped in the lazarette. Ah, man. Hold on. We need to see the rest of this. A captured beast fought against its jailer and was speared for the trouble. Well, I'm glad I was able to identify at least that this was like a very important part of what was happening that we were not given access to here. That the lazarette had some serious import.
Call it off, damn you! This is your Kraken! You brought it here! Send it back!
Again, I'm not seeing a lot of evidence that this is definitely a Kraken. I think the captain's... he's lost his mind. It's that sea madness. He's got the cabin fever. Seeing Krakens everywhere. We don't really have a lot to do here. Just gotta kind of wait for it to let us out. So Philip was holding the shell, and that's how his arm ended up looking how it looked. And then it was his weird claw hand that got sent to us? No, the hand on the page is hairy, right? Yeah, that sure looks like a monkey's paw to me. And the fingers are all curled down, so... I'm really locked in on this monkey's paw thing. This is probably not, An unholy creature's defiant shrieks greeted with a fatal bullet. And we got one more memory to hit here. So it turns out it's a bad idea to touch the shell.
What's this? Quicksilver. Herregud.
Okay, so he got thrown in here with the chest. He took the shell out of the chest, and that was bad. He shouldn't have done that. I mean, I can understand. It's very glowy. I would have touched it as well. Anybody who's watched me play any video games knows I can't resist the touch of the glowy thing. So they threw him in the lazarette with the chest. You know, I remember, when they're ambushing the captain in his quarters during the end chapter, they do say where are the... Either they ask him where are the shells, or he says that he has put the shells at the bottom of the sea. So there's more than one shell. But this is the same one as in the... this is the same chest we saw earlier. So no, he did not meet an unknown fate. He was burned by magic shell. There's no entry for that in my little book. Doesn't say magic shell anywhere. Okay, well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a little... I suppose it answers the questions, but I'm a little unimpressed with what we learned there at the end because it was basically just stuff we already knew. We didn't know exactly what happened to Philip Dahl, but we knew he got thrown in the lazarette and never came out. I didn't realize that he was not alone in there. But, like, we knew that the shell was a serious problem for the mermaids, and, like... Still, a very strange tale overall. I could see why someone would be eager to forget their involvement. Well, I gotta tell you, I'm sad it's over. And I don't mean that I think there should be more of this particular game, because I think if it was much larger, you'd have a hard time making the deductions and stuff. Like, this was well designed. I guess what I'm saying is, I wish there was another one. I would like to play another one, please. So hey, Lucas Pope, if you're out there listening, frantically, feverishly, just Googling all coverage of your game, you did a good job and I would like another one, please. You have my email address. You can hook me up. I liked this a lot, though. I imagine these credits are not going to be very long, so we can just sit through these. Because it's pretty much just going to be localization stuff, right? My understanding is that Lucas Pope did most of the actual game, like pretty much the whole actual game himself, right? And then obviously he had to have people voice, and the voicing requires some, getting in contact with some people in some other places to do the non-English voices. But yeah, this is really cool. I have some larger thoughts about this that I guess I shouldn't try to jam into me talking over the credits here, because I haven't really had time to sketch them all the way out. So maybe there will be another short video tacked on to the end of the series in a couple of days, or whenever I get my thoughts in order, talking about what exactly it is about this game that works so well for me. If you've been listening to me talk about games recently, especially through the Frozen Synapse series, it probably will not surprise you that I'm thinking about verbs here. But we'll get to that when we get to that. For now, I guess let's just enjoy the credits and the nice music. Boy, apparently the nautical life, the sea, is really calling to me, because I just tried to take a drink of water there, and I have spilled it all over myself. Listen, there's a reason that I'm doing this and not playing professional basketball, and that's clumsiness. That's the only reason. I could easily be playing professional basketball, if only it wasn't for my critical case of stupid fingers. Apparently he outsourced the model for the cow skull and that goat that looks like a baby giraffe. Listen, the thing I feel stupidest about over the course of this is the fact that I thought that animal in the cage was a baby giraffe at first, but in my defense, its head was turned all funny, and it didn't, like the horns, they looked like giraffe nubs, which is the scientific term for the things that are on the top of a giraffe. Anyway, hey, look, we did it, and I had a really good time. That is going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Like I said, I'm probably going to tack another video onto the end of the series, just kind of talking about how I felt about it. So come back for that at some point, next couple of days probably. And I guess we'll see you then.